Communication system crippled for hours. How did police and firefighters get by without it? And what are they doing to make sure it never happens again? Tonight we're getting answers about exactly what went wrong. And welcome everyone to Coin 6 News at 5 o'clock on this gorgeous afternoon. I'm Jeff Gianola.
And I'm Jennifer Hoff. Now, this failure was in Multnomah County, where there is a new system under construction, but we've learned it's late and it's over budget.
Well, Chris Woodard is finding out what's being done to make sure this doesn't happen again. Chris?
Yeah, because this certainly wasn't ideal for police officers or firefighters. They had to go to backup systems just to make sure that they could respond to emergencies.
He doesn't appear injured, does he?
It is a lifeline for those who save lives. Emergency responders use their radio system to communicate with 911 dispatch and with each other.
More reliable communication.
It is a system that was failing for 6 hours Thursday.
Because we kind of rely on it. It's kind of part of who we are.
I found out 911 calls were getting to dispatchers and they could talk to first responders, but police officers in departments like Portland and Gresham couldn't communicate with each other, and they had a hard time communicating back to dispatch. In Gresham, officers were all called back to the station and paired up in partners, so no one ended up out on a call by themselves, unable to call for backup.
It's just nice to have someone else with you, so at least there's one other person. You're just not by yourself.
I learned in Gresham and Portland, officers cut back responses, and they were only responding to emergency or high priority calls during that time, leaving those on non-priority calls to wait hours.
As innocent as they may initially start out, sometimes can go south.
Portland firefighters switched to backup radio units.
We began to find ways to work around it.
And they sent their mobile command unit to the top of Mount Tabor to make sure they could communicate.
So it's our job, it's our responsibility to make sure we have backup systems in place that function. So when something like this happens, we can still respond and help take care of our citizens.
I went to the city to find out what went wrong. No one would agree to an on-camera interview, but I am told that there was a power surge at a radio tower that impacted equipment, and that in turn impacted several other towers.
Okay, and this public safety radio system, it's an old one. It's full of aging infrastructure. Like we just said, there's a new one being built. I'm told there'll be redundancies there to make sure something like this doesn't happen again. But Jennifer, you mentioned it at the beginning of that story. That's late, it's over budget, and at this point, it's not scheduled to be done until sometime next year in 2016.
All right, so certainly a story we'll continue to follow.
Yeah, absolutely. This is one we've been talking about for a while and came back to get them this time.
Yeah, Chris, thank you.